In this talk, I will try to analyze the Bhagavad Gita to lead a successful life and at the end to achieve moksha, that is, to get relieved from the vicious cycle of births and deaths. Bhagavad Gita is not just for Arjuna, but it is for the whole world. The essence of Bhagavad Gita is first to know who am I. That is, you are not the body, you are the soul. The body is the field of activity, that is kshetra, in which God dwells as the knower of the field, kshetrajna. The body is made up of five great elements, that is the senses, subtle senses, mind, ego and intelligence. It is the seat of desires, attachments, feelings, emotions and such other modifications. Soul changes bodies according to their karma, that is according to their sins and good deeds. As people changes their dresses when they got torn or become very old and become unfit to wear. If a person do good deeds, he or she will get good births or otherwise will get bad or worst births like animals. Thus, soul is permanent and immortal, but body is temporary and mortal. Detachment. In chapter 3, verse 34, Krishna says to Arjuna, in every purpose, the senses are fixed affection and dislike. A wise man should not fall in the power of these two passions, for they are the enemies of man. Krishna says, because man possesses senses and sense organs, looking at the objects, he gets illusioned and is deluded. Lord says, do not be swayed by raga and desha, affection and repulsion, affection and aversion, like and dislike, love and hate. Like a tortoise, one should cultivate perfect sense of mastery. When required, one should employ the senses fully and withdraw when not required. Control over desires, that is Indriya Nigraham. In chapter 3, verse 38 of Bhagavad Gita, it is mentioned that as the flame is surrounded by smoke and a mirror by rust, and as the womb envelops the fetus, so is the universe surrounded by the passion. For example, Rajoguna, that is, a desire is like a smoke which envelops the flame. So, when we construct a house, we will build a fireplace to have a proper chimney to let out the smoke in a proper direction. That is the first step. The smoke of our personal desires must be thrown out. The moisture of passion must be dried up, and through self-control we must purify ourselves. Bhagavad Gita is not against having desires, but stresses that one must have control over desires and limits. That is, one must not be greedy. Otherwise, if desires are not fulfilled, they leads to worries, and worries in turn leads to lack of peace and anger. The result of anger is losing mental balance, and downfalling will start, and the consequence is self-ruin. One could not achieve Atma Jnana who is not coming out of worldly desires. Do your duty sincerely, leave result to God. Karmanye vadikaraste. In chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita, Lord says that do your duty with detachment, renouncing the doership. By merely restraining your senses and controlling your mind, you will not be able to free your soul from the cycle of births and deaths. For success of path, you have to cultivate detachment, remain free from attraction and aversion to things. Besides knowing the difference between actions that bind you and actions that free you, perform the duties, karma, without attachments. Like a lotus leaf is untouched by the water in which it grows. Accept the results gracefully and gratefully. True renunciation is the renunciation of the desire for the fruit of one's actions. that is called in Gita Nishkama Karma, means one should not worry about the result, but they must do their duty sincerely. Forget I, which develops ego. In Mahabharata, when Arjuna was dithering while performing his duty as a warrior, then he was directed by Lord Krishna to perform his duty as a warrior and leave result to him. Thus, everybody must perform their duties sincerely without fail and leave result to the God. They should think that they are the only means to discharge their duties and end results are left to the Lord, who give fruits according to their karma, that is according to their works. Purification. There are four kinds of purity: mental purity, purity of emotions and character or moral purity, purity of speech, purity of deeds or actions. Purity is the key word for the first stage of development. To live a pure life, and one should overcome the impulsiveness of negative factors like anger, lust and greed. Kill selfishness. Live according to dharma, means the right way of living. Dharmo rakshiti rakshitaha, that is, if you protect dharma, it will protect you. Self-confidence. In chapter 17, Lord says one should have faith in reality and accept it, which is a great source of strength. A man is what is his faith is. As the faith, so will be our desires and thoughts and actions. Sthita Prajna. In Gita, Lord Krishna explained about Sthita Prajna. It means one should not become emotional or overjoyous when one achieves victories and become very nervous when failures occur. This means one should maintain balance between success and failure, moral duties and self-control. Gita explains about our moral duties and talks about holistic spiritual development and way to achieve these through self-control, mental purity and dedication to God. Follows Swadharma. In chapter 3 of Bhagavad Gita, Lord says about Swadharma. Here refers to one's own religion. You follow only your own religion because it is very much suitable to you to live in a right way and discharge your duties. Spend some time in pranayama. Again in chapter 3 of Bhagavad Gita, Lord says about pranayama, means do some breathing exercise which are good for health. All we know that health is wealth. If we have good health, we can perform our duties in time in a better way. Yuktahara Viharasya. In chapter 6 of Bhagavad Gita, Lord explained about meditation, that is yoga, prayer, moderation in food, sleep, speech, exercise, recreation and elimination of stress, timely food, timely sleep, avoiding unnecessary talk, regular exercise and recreation, which is very essential for leading a good life. Daily prayer and meditation will bring peace and happiness. Integrated personality. In chapter 2, Lord explains about integrated personality. It aims at developing the whole or the total human being, which gives tremendous satisfaction. Finding out one's own temperament. Here, temperament means one should introspect his own character, especially regarding his demerits, and rectify himself. Implementing and practicing. Lord Krishna said, implementing and practicing what is said in Bhagavad Gita is important rather than parayanam, that is reading and preaching. To conclude, in Gita, Lord said, surrender to me with devotion. Nobody is nearer, that is affectionate or enemy to me. I only give results according to their karma. Although I am impartial and shows no favors, I readily respond to my devotees. I love them and reduce their sufferings and give moksha for those people who pray me without asking for any favor and follow Samabhava, that is, who love and treat all creatures equally, thereby maintaining eco-balance on this earth. Friendly behavior, no ego, treating happiness and sorrows equally, Sthita Prajna, that is Sthita Prajna, having patience, self-control, performing jhana and anusthana, wholeheartedly praying God, non-violence, pure heart, respecting elders and acharyas, that is teachers, saucham, that is maintaining cleanliness, sthiryam, that is courageousness, self-confidence, coming out from this materialistic world, that is luxuries, and knowing about self, that is who am I and what is the real purpose of life, knowing Adhyatmika Jnana, that is knowing about God and soul. One should have sacrificing nature, that is leaving selfishness. Lastly, to know that man also can become God if he follows the said principles scrupulously. We all know that Rama was born as a man and became God.